Hi guys, welcome to Crypto Boy and Oz. Mark here, just doing a market update video, catch up on a bit of the news that's been happening overnight. As you know, I'm in Australia, so this can benefit sometimes because if you're watching like content that's relative right here, right now, you don't want to be watching something that's like 2-3 days old. And sometimes with the time difference, you kind of catch up to a point where you're waiting all day for the next thing to come out, the next channel that you love watching. I think all my channels are pretty much US based, and the ones that aren't US based are filmed, like recorded to fit in with like Eastern time in the US. So I'm doing this video before I actually go to work, and that's how dedicated I am about crypto because I love it. I eat, sleep, and breathe it. I've got a roof contracting business that I'm actually not going. I'm supposed to be at work, and I've decided I'm going to go a bit later. I've got an Amazon business that I do that's actually quite successful, but again, I'm just sowing on crypto at the minute. It's just overtaking everything, and doing content and just absorbing and learning as much as I can is so important. And I just want to know the fundamentals of all the different projects out there. Understand all the different categories that are out there as well. And the more I learn, the more I want to learn even more. And I'm just getting into trying to understand charts a little bit more as well. So perhaps I can do a little bit of trading. And yeah, the markets today, the prices have just recovered like really well. I mean, they've not fully recovered. They're not back to where they were, but Bitcoin is edging its way nearer to like 40,000. It did actually get there earlier on. I think it dropped again. I think it had like a wick where it just got up to 40 and come back down again. What I want to see is when it gets to like 42,000, where you're getting what was the support, which is like going to be touching on the resistance, and if it can break through that, or I'm expecting more of a pullback, because it's had quite a big bounce, so I think there'll be a pullback just to test the lower lows again. If that is the case, I'm going to be selling around 41,500 thereabouts. I've not actually got Bitcoin, which is mental because everyone says 50, 20. Well, George says 50, 25, 25. I just think it's not so much about having Bitcoin now; it's having top coins with really good fundamentals, and that is Bitcoin, obviously, Ethereum, Binance, Cardano, Polkadot, Chainlink. Did I say Cardano? I think I did. Yeah, Polygon. I think they're like your top flight coins, and they're the important ones that you want to have. And then you've got like lower ones where Uniswap or Solana's definitely a top brand coin, and then your Binance coin as well. But then you've got your lower ones. I mean, to be honest, it could be any of these, like Theta. Theta's an amazing project. There's so many. I mean, I've got Rune, Luna, Kasami, PancakeSwap, Uniswap, Arweave. So there's lots and lots, and they've all just recovered. I mean, look at Uniswap. Uniswap's bounced back 53%, which is not a full recovery because obviously it's had stages where it's dropped. It's still 23% down on the week. So I think when we break this weekly chart, I actually think that's when we might get a bounce back, like another dip. I think it might bounce off these figures. So when we start approaching like 0% or like 1%, even -1%, I think that's when it'll probably retest the lows. So I'm actually aiming to get out when it gets to when Bitcoin basically gets to 42,000, which isn't far off. And these prices, say the range is virtually the same, like the date range when Bitcoin dropped, they all dropped. So it's just Bitcoin didn't drop as much. That's the difference. Bitcoin I think people panic, and rather than put it in stable coins, because stable coins you just go into USD and there's no fluctuation. So if you put it in USD and then something something changed, like it tick-tack back up, you're at a lower low where you might feel like you've lost out. People put it in Bitcoin because Bitcoin doesn't go down as much. So, and there's quite a lot of good news as well coming out now. And it's funny, isn't it? Like you get all this FUD because the price is slowly dipping, and then you get more FUD and it dips even more and more, and then the whales jump in, they sell loads, and combine that with the whales selling and all the new retail investors. And there's charts out there what are actually showing that a lot of the newer wallets are just cashing out because they're probably shitting themselves, pardon the French. But then now, off this bounce, which it was inevitable, it's going to bounce because when that price went right down, everyone's buying the dip, and especially like your institutions. And then you look at like news that's coming out, like Ray Dalio, the billionaire hedge fund boss, sees an inflationary future where cash is trash. You know that it's worth less and less and less, and Bitcoin catches on as store of wealth. He still doubts government will tolerate it. They don't really have a choice, do they? Because they can't ban it. So let's have a little read here. Concerns about a looming global debt crisis has taken the world's top hedge fund manager from doubting Bitcoin to dabbling in it. Now that is like really positive news. If you've got the world's top hedge fund manager that's saying he owns Bitcoin, I mean, you can't really get more positive than that. Well, you can. Elon Musk, probably the most famous billionaire on the planet, brings the prices up and then completely destroys it like within a couple of months. But this is completely different because he's an hedge fund manager, so he's got his like career on the line, saying he's really into Bitcoin, and I think this is going to be really positive news. And he quotes here: "Personally, I'd rather have Bitcoin than a bond in an inflationary scenario," Dalio said during an hour-long conversation with CoinDesk Chief Content Officer Michael J. Casey. Now his interest is more than hypothetical or academic. "I have some Bitcoin," Dalio says. He volunteered that in the middle of the interview, recorded on May the 6th, so it's not unless it's just been released now, which then wonder why it was released now during all that panic for the last couple of weeks. Dalio joins fellow billionaires Stanley Druckenmiller, probably just kill that name off, in not only expressing pessimism about the dollar, but taking a position in Bitcoin. Sorry if I'm struggling reading this, but I'm actually using OBS software and the screen is smaller than what it should be. So, I can zoom in. Why didn't I just do that in the first place? So broadly, the traditional finance world has gone from ignoring or shunning to tentatively embracing cryptocurrencies, some looking to profit from their day-to-day volatility, others seeking a haven from inflation as governments swelled money supplies during the coronavirus pandemic. And he's spot on. So a lot of people trying to do a quick buck, which I think is getting harder and harder now, because I think that big bull cycle thing is slowed down and now it's consolidating. So it's a lot harder for people to come in and make that quick dollar, because it's not just a case of holding it for a week or two and you might make 30-40%. No, you've got to be a bit more savvy about it and all long term, or figure out the highs and the lows, what you can jump into. Got another little story here. Bitcoin dominance rises again as funds are buying the dip. And this is completely obvious, isn't it? If you think, you might have these big whales what are trying to drive the price down, but if you've got all these institutional investors, you've got like Michael Saylor and Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs, you've got these massive hedge funds. When the price is going sub 40k and it's going down and down, it's getting to 30k, how is it ever going to get below 30k? Realistically, how is it going to get below 30k? Because as soon as it starts getting really low down the 30s, everyone who's bullish on Bitcoin long term is buying it up. So the whales can only drop it so far where they've actually got to jump back in, because otherwise they'll miss out through everybody else that's buying it. So I think I can't see it getting down to. I mean, there's talks where people say there's like resistance down at 16, 17k, 20k, 25k, but I can't actually see how it'll ever get that low, because there's too much now. It's not like 2017, 2018, where it was pretty much all FOMO and retail. Now a big chunk of it is institutions and big corporates, and the prices now when they're getting so 30k Bitcoin is just unbelievable. So when prices are getting anywhere near that amount, there's so much. I mean, institutional investors and hedge funds, they're not buying a Bitcoin even though. I think Michael Saylor's last purchase was $10 million. And I'm sure that when he next releases what he's purchased, I'm sure he'll have purchased close to that again, like over the weekend when the price dipped again. And I think that's why the price isn't fully coming down. But if it does, I mean, it might prove me wrong. But let's have a little read here. So Bitcoin is seeing some notable light in a bearish tunnel as the new week begins. Its dominance is up around 70% in the middle of the sell-off, while it's also among those coins that fell the least in the past 7 days. And that's what happens. It doesn't fall as much as other coins, and then other obviously coin holders jump in. Bitcoin, as it is well known, is the first coin market capitalization with USD 682 billion at this time, which is mental because 2 weeks ago I think it was 1.2 trillion. So what it's dropped now, the market cap has come down so much now. It's crazy. I mean, Bitcoin is among the coins that dropped the least from the recently gained all-time highs. It fell 43% in 40 days from $65,000 seen on April 14th, which is unbelievable, really. The only top coin that dropped less is Cardano, with nearly 40% in 8 days since all-time highs of US dollars 148. Am I reading that right? It's been over 250. The reason why Cardano has not dropped nowhere near as much as all the rest of them is because 70% of Cardano is staked. People are that confident in Cardano and Charles that they put in the money, they put in the Cardano on the line, staking it to earn really not a lot. 4% I think is about the average what you can actually earn from it, but it's long-term hodling because they believe in Charles and the project. And I believe I'm sure in the next week something big is coming from Cardano, which I'm presuming mainnet is gonna launch, and then you're gonna get smart contracts. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. And then let's go on to this story. Crypto stocks solve volatility issue. Goldman Sachs analysis there. So this is another positive story coming off the back of a 2-week doom and gloom. Well, probably a month of doom and gloom. But like now, just a bit of a reversal 1 day in, and Goldman Sachs are already making comment on obviously Bitcoin being positive. Wall Street megabank Goldman Sachs has initiated coverage of United States cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase with a buy rating following a major crash on the crypto markets. In a note to clients on Monday, Goldman Sachs analyst Will Nance stated that Coinbase stock is the best way for investors to gain exposure to crypto industry. CNBC reported. According to the report, shares of crypto companies like Coinbase should be regarded as a hedge against the parabolic volatility of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. While we believe the core business today offers an attractive growth profile with the potential to drive new high levels of profitability, we see significant white space for new initiatives to drive more stable and recurring revenue streams to complement the core trading business over longer term, the analyst reportedly wrote. In the buy rating, the Coinbase shows Goldman Sachs analysts set a 12-month price target of $306, implying a share price increase of 36% but that has obviously dropped significantly since its release onto Nasdaq. So again, just more bullish news. So yeah, if you've got any spare cash, any bags sitting there, I'd seriously consider. And I'll just come to the charts again. I'm not a massive charter. I mean, I'm just getting into it now, to be honest. And I'm figuring it out as I go, just through watching other shows. And like, if you see in here, where this is the first dip, and then this is the second one, which come pretty close. I mean, I'm on a Bitcoin USD at the minute, but now it's actually on its way back up. I mean, it's either gonna test somewhere lower, which I thought may have been here, which we're kind of breaking through it as we speak. It's 39,500 almost. And I think if it gets past 40, I actually think it's got a really good chance of getting all the way up to this resistance up here, which is like 50, 52. I mean, you could get like a bounce back from around this area here, which is like 42,000 at the top of this little previous high. Personally, I'm not sure what to do. I might actually take some profits here and let it bounce back again. I might take a small percentage out. If it gets past 42, then the next resistance or support, which one of the same, depending on which way you're coming, is up here. And I think, going off previous videos I've been watching of chart analysis, I think this ABCD, but basically this sideways movement is going to pan out, and it's going to be the same for them all. Because if you look at Solana, they're all they're all the same. Look at Matic. Matic's actually bounced back a lot better than the rest. Actually, you got Dot. They're like the same chart. Link, Cake, Luna, Thorchain, Kasami. Some have obviously bouncing back a little bit better than others. Uniswap. So yeah, they're all going to test resistance. Now it's like this one. If it breaks, if Uniswap breaks $27, then you probably find it might go all the way back up to like $35, $36. So it's where you actually want to take profits from, or if you just want to hold and just forget it and just leave it, and long term just be happy with what you've got and wait for the price to go up. I'm getting to the point now where I want to create more coins without actually investing any more money. So I'm trying to figure out these trading patterns, and I did really well. I bought the low. I actually really bought the low down here. So now I want to kind of set the eye and sell off just at the right time. And the panic is if you sell off here, say, and it doesn't actually come back down, it actually continues going up. But then you do always get a retest. So then when you get a retest, then you can buy it again, and you might pick it up for a little bit less than you sold it for. You might be exactly the same, but you know what's off. But at least then you know that you're on the right track and the price is going up, and you've had that little option to either make more coins or continue up with obviously the bounce and not really feel like you've lost out. And that's what I'm going to do. I've done it. I've actually set limit orders with all the coins I've got. I've actually got Solana, Matic, Dot, Link, Cake, Terra, Thorchain. I've not actually got any Kusama, to be honest, and Uniswap. And I think I've actually got a few more. I've got Cartesi, OneChain, Audius, I should say, Giro, Frontier, Zilliqa. But I don't know what to do with those, because I want to get into. I want to put them all. I want my portfolio to be the best it can be, and have all the coins with really strong fundamentals. And I know, and I've got VeChain and Harmony, and I know Harmony and VeChain. I know every coin I've got has actually got really good fundamentals. I know they have, but I've got a lot of faith in like the blockchain based coins for like the really hodl kind of coins, the ones that I want to hold on to long term. But then you've got like your other projects underneath that, which are still good use cases, but I'm thinking of like increasing my wealth short term by trading all these top coins, and then I can concentrate on perhaps when it's a bull market again and the prices are going up, and I'm not really capable of doing the trading on a bull market because it's too difficult. But as it's going sideways, my mentality is trade your top coins, what I've just mentioned, what are listed here. Increase them coins, and then maybe put the profits of them coins into your other projects, what you actually have got confidence in, or put your profits into Bitcoin. I'm doing it completely different. Like in 2018, and I don't know if a lot of you guys are the same now as what I were in 2018, but in 2018, I didn't follow anybody on YouTube. The only person I followed was Bitcoin Meister and Tone Vez, but they've got more of a Bitcoin. They're just like completely focused on Bitcoin, like Bitcoin maximalists. They're not really interested in anything else. They don't really talk about anything else, and I think it's just ignorance, or they're just so down the rabbit hole into their own Bitcoin existence that they don't really come up for a breath and look at anything else and realize that other projects have got really good fundamentals. And I didn't really follow them that much. I just kind of did it a little bit, but I just watched random YouTube videos, and they were mainly just people pumping coins and looking at. There weren't really so much meme coins then. It were more well, not even Dogecoin. I mean, I had Dogecoin, but there weren't really many. I don't know how to say it. I wasn't really following any specific person that was giving proper good advice. No, I mean, I love watching crypto banter. I love Ran and Fred and Sheldon. I love watching BitBoy Crypto with Ben. I love watching Altcoin Daily with Aaron and the brother. I can't think what the brother's called, which is bad of me. And I love watching George at Crypto's Rose. And those four channels, those four people, they give honest advice, and they tell you how it is. They don't give you FUD. They don't shill much, and if they do shill, like a few of them do like sponsored like videos, but they do tell you that it's sponsored. They don't like shill it and make out that they're not doing. They do full disclosure. But by watching all of those different programs, now looking at the charts myself, and then researching, like going on the Telegram groups, and reading the Medium pages, you can find out so much about these projects. But you just got to be careful. And what I will point out, if you go on Telegram, be careful, because there's a lot of scammers out there. So first thing to do when you go on Telegram, disable private messages, because nobody would ever private message you. So turn that facility off. Don't allow private messages at all, and then only join pages what you've found direct from the Twitter links. So find the Twitter, and then if they're pretty verified, because when you look at the Twitter account, you'll probably see other influencers, other YouTubers that are following them. And so when you find they're authentic, from there, like, go to the Medium or go to the Telegram, and then you're finding the right page. Because if you go on Telegram and search for, I don't know, Polkadot, you might get 7 or 8 pages, and 6 or 7 might be scams, and you can't really tell, to be honest. So be very careful if you're doing that. So yeah, that's all I've got time for today. I've got to get to work, and I say if you like me and you work, I don't have time. I don't have time for work. I don't want to go to work. This is what I love doing, and if I could do this full time, I'd be in my element, because it's, I say, looking at charts, looking at fundamentals, looking at new ideas that are coming up. There's so much to do, and going to work and then trying to do an Amazon business on the side and spend time with the family, there's not enough time in the day. So yeah, that's my take, and I'm going to continue doing these videos. If you like the content, which I hope you do, I mean, I know, okay, I get it. I'm not set up to the point where it's going to be as good as obviously the channels that you're watching. Perhaps you're not watching any, which is great. Then I might be your first one. But the difference is, a lot of these guys that you're watching, who I respect and I love watching them, and they give me a world of information. All the channels that I've mentioned, they've been in this space since 2012, 2013, 2014. They've bought Bitcoin at like $12 or $20 or whatever. They've bought Ethereum at like cents. Or even if they've bought like Bitcoin at $100 or $500 or $1,000, Ethereum at like $100, they're in a different league, because they understand, because they were where we are like 3, 4, 5 years ago, 6 years ago even. But I'm at your level right now, and I'm making this video and I'm going through it with you. And like, my portfolio isn't massive. I'm on a 10k to 100k challenge. My 10k went up to 12k. I actually invested another 2k because I come across, well, I just wanted to put some more cash into it. That actually went down to 7k, and I think now it's up to 9,500. Let's have a look what it's at. In fact, I'll just show you my portfolio. And this is not my SMSF, my super portfolio. This is just my personal portfolio, and this is what I've got. So it's $10,138. It's dropped considerably. It's bounced back up again. It will come back up. So if you look what I've got, Pancake. I actually got Pancake Swap. I've got more coins. I didn't have many Pancake Swap. But before the big price crash, I was expecting Pancake Swap to really go up in price, but then the crash happened and it just went to pot. So I took money out of Cardano and Polkadot. I'm waiting for the price to come back up to about $25, $30. I'm hoping the percentage difference will continue like this. Like, this is 38, this is 21. I don't want to lose out, basically. I made a mistake. I should have left it in Cardano and DOT. I shouldn't have took out. A bit of inexperience there on my part, but I've still got some of them. I've bought myself 250 Polka starters so I can get whitelisted. Well, I get a 10% chance of whitelisted. I've also bought 2,500 Kickpad again, so I can get whitelisted on other projects, which I encourage. If you're not sure what that means, it's basically you might watch some of the YouTube channels and they talk about they got whitelisted for certain projects, and it's basically new projects. And if you hold a certain amount of tokens on different platforms that launch these IDO or these initial coin offerings, you either get a chance of being whitelisted or you get guaranteed allocation. I don't think either of these are guaranteed allocation. I think Polka Starter is you get a 10% chance of being whitelisted, which isn't bad. I'm thinking 1 in 10, I'm going to get one of them. Kickpad, I actually think that works differently. I think I do get an allocation when I get 2,500. So, but again, there's only so much money I can invest. So yeah, anyway, I'll not keep any more of your time. It's been amazing talking to you. Well, it's been amazing talking. I hope you've enjoyed the content. If you do, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you want me to talk about anything specific, any particular projects that you're looking at, send it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them and talk about them on the next video that I do. Okay, thanks again. Invest safely and don't get scammed. Please don't get scammed. It's horrible.